Hey guys, it's Colleen here, and thank you for joining us in this week's mobility tutorial. This week I will be leading you through exercises on how to increase your range of motion for your fingers and your wrists. So you will not need any equipment today, just your hands. And all of these exercises can be done standing, sitting in a chair, or seated on the ground like I am. Well, I'm going to lead you through 5 exercises today, so we'll go ahead and get started with our wrist exercises. We will start with wrist rolls. So for this, again, either standing, seated in a chair, or sitting, you just want to make sure that that back is nice and straight. You're not hunching over or overarching of that spine. You just want that back nice and straight. And we are going to start with our hands in a prayer position, palms of the hands together, elbows out. Again, that nice straight back. So to start this wrist roll, what we're going to do is we are going to open our hands away from us. So we'll open them down. And as we open it down, we're going to keep going until the back of our hands are touching while we extend those arms completely. So the back of your hands should be touching, thumbs are down, arms are completely straight. And then we are going to roll that thumb towards our face while keeping the back of our hands together all the way around till it comes up. Back of our hands are still together, and then we're just going to close that book towards our face so that we're back in a prayer position. We're going to repeat this movement. So again, opening that book away from you, going all the way around as you fully extend those arms. Thumb coming towards the face, keep the back of the hands pressed together until your fingers are all the way up top, and then we're closing the book towards our face. Go ahead and do 2 more. Remember to keep that back nice and straight. Open the book down all the way until those arms are completely extended with the back of the hands touching, thumbs coming towards the face, till our fingers are pointed to the sky, and then we close that book towards us. So now our thumb is pointing at us. We're going to go ahead and do this one more time in this direction. Open that book down, extend the arms out, back of the hands are touching, roll that thumb towards the face, fingers to the sky, and then close that book. Now, we're going to do the same movement, but now we're doing it in the opposite direction. So open that book towards you till the back of your hands are touching. Roll that thumb towards the face and out till those arms are extended. And then we're closing that book as we bring it in for prayer. Let's go ahead and repeat. Open that book towards your face till those thumbs are touching, back of the hands together. Roll the thumb towards you and then extend out. And then we're going to close that book away from us and bring our hands back into that prayer position. We have 2 more. Open that book towards your face, back of the hands, thumbs touching, roll it towards you, extend it out, and then go ahead, close it away, back into a prayer. We have 1 more of these. So open that book towards you, roll it all the way around, thumbs coming towards the face, back out, and then we're closing that book away from us, bringing our hands back in for a little prayer, and then that is our wrist rolls. That is 1 exercise done. Now for our second exercise, we will be doing a wrist lean forwards and back. So this movement can either be done hands and knees in quadruped position, or you can be standing and your hands can be either on a desk or a table or something where your hands can stay nice and flat. Again, I'm doing this on the floor to show you. So we will be in quadruped position, hands and knees, with your palms flat on the ground, but with the fingers pointing towards you. And your knees are going to be a little bit past your hips. We are going to keep those arms nice and straight the entire time. Again, that back should be straight, not arching either way, just nice and straight. And we're going to rock the hips forward and then rock the hips back as far as you can while keeping those arms nice and straight. Just ease into these leans, stopping before any pain begins. We'll hold it. 3, 2, 1. Bring it forward. And then we'll go ahead and bring it back, rocking those hips down to your heels or as close to it as you can get while keeping those palms nice and flat onto your surface, whether you're on the floor or a desk. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back up. And then rock the hips back down to your heels. 3, 2, 1. We are back up. Last time we're going to do this, rocking it back down, heels to our heels. 3, 2, 1. And then we're coming back up. That was with our palms down. Now we're going to do the same lean forward and backwards, but with our palms up. So you're just flipping those hands over. Fingers are still pointed towards you. And we're just going to do the same thing. Hips are forward, so now we're going to rock it back, keeping those arms nice and straight. Again, ease into this lean. 3, 2, 1. Back up. And then we're rocking it back, bottom to our heels, or as close as you can get, stopping before any pain. 3, 2, 1. We're back up. We're going to do 2 more of these leans. Go ahead, bring your hips down to your heels. 3, 2, 1. Back up. We have 1 more. Lean it back. 3, 2, 1. Hips coming up, back to that quadruped position. And then we'll go ahead, step on out of that. And then next we are going to do another wrist lean, our final wrist mobility exercise, except this time we are leaning left to right, side to side. So again, whether you're in quadruped position or if you're standing with your hands on the desk, we're going to start with our palms down, fingers are facing away from each other. Now, you're going to have your hands a lot closer, almost so that they're touching. And this time you're keeping your hips still, and we're going to rock just the shoulders towards the left. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Rock it to the right. 3, 2, 1. Back to the left. 3, 2, 1. Back to the right. 3, 2, 1. Just like with the other lean, making sure you're easing into it. 3, 2, 1. To the right. And that you're keeping those palms nice and flat on whatever your surface is. Go ahead, bring it back to the left. Last time. 3, 2, 1. Back to the right. 3, 2, and 1. Now, just as we did before, those are with our palms down. So now we're going to do it with our palms up. And this time, your fingers are going to be pointing towards each other. So again, with your fingers almost touching, back of the hand nice and flat on the ground or on your desk. We're going to do the same thing. Just rock it to the left. 3, 2, 1. To the right. 3, 2, 1. Back to the left. Keeping those hands nice and flat. Back to the right. Easing into each lean. Hopefully getting a little bit further each time. Back to the left. 3, 2, 1. And it's just the shoulders moving. We're over on the right now. 3, 2, 1. Last time. To the left. Hips are staying still, just the shoulders rocking. And then shoulders moving towards the right. Final time. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and bring those hands off the ground. And we're going to come back into our seated position, or if you're seated in a chair or standing, either of those are fine. And we're going to move on to our 2 finger mobility exercises. So we're going to start with a thumb flexion and extension. So taking whichever hand, you can either do both at the same time or you can do one at a time. We'll go ahead and do both. Your hands will be nice and flat, as you can see, with that thumb out. So it's extended out. And all you're going to do is cross that thumb over as far as you can, flexing it over, holding it, 3, 2, 1, and then go ahead, extend it back out. I'm going to go ahead and repeat that. Bring the thumbs back in, 3, 2, 1, back out, back in, 3, 2, 1, back out. Again, keeping that back nice and straight. Go ahead, bring the thumb in, 3, 2, 1, back out. And then we're going to do one more. Bring it back in, 3, 2, 1, and then back out. Now, for our last exercise, I'm going to move just a little bit closer. That way you guys can see my hands a little better. Next we have, or finally we have our hand and finger tendon glide. So with this exercise, there are 4 different steps, 4 different hand movements that I'm going to show you first, so that way you know when I say it, which one it is. The first will be a straight hand. So just like we're doing with our thumb flexion extension, hands nice and straight, fingers tall, all of it together. This is the straight hand. Then we're going to bring it down to a hook fist where just the fingers are curling down so that the fingers are now touching the inside of your palm, almost as if you're making the letter E in sign language. So this is the hook fist. So we'll come from the straight hand down to the hook fist, and then we'll come back to the straight hand, and then we'll go down to a full fist where the fingers are curling under all the way, a full fist, as if you're making a normal one, about to punch someone. And then we're coming back up to that straight hand. And then finally, we're ending with a straight fist where the fingers are staying straight, but they're coming all the way down to touch almost the bottom of your hand. So those are our 4 different movements. So taking your hands, we're going to go ahead and start. And again, we can do both at the same time if you want, or you can do one at a time. We'll go ahead and do both. So hands are nice and straight. We're coming down to that hook fist, just the fingers curling down. That thumb is always staying just right next to the hand the whole time. And then we're going to extend them back up to that straight hand and then back down to a full fist. Fingers are curling all the way under. And then we're coming back up, straight hand, and then down just to a straight fist. So again, thumb still by the side, and your fingers are coming all the way down, bottom of your hands, staying nice and straight. And then we're bringing it back up, straight hands. We're going to repeat all of that to complete another rep of these. So straight hand down to that hook fist, just the fingers coming down, bringing it back up, straight hand, full fist, hooking it under, back up to that straight hand, then down to the straight fist, back to that straight hand. We're going to go ahead and do one more of these. Straight hand to that hook fist, back up to a full fist, curl those fingers under, and then go ahead, bring it back up, and then bring the fingers down to that straight fist, only bending, and then back up. Those are our 5 exercises today for our finger and wrist mobility exercises. Tune in next week for our next tutorial on a different joint. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any feedback, as always, leave a like or comment below, and I hope you guys all have a great day.